She smiled when he offered to help her fix her car, but her eyes never blinked once. It was a sweltering August evening in the outskirts of Makuta, where the sun scorched the earth until it cracked, and the smell of dust mixed with burning rubber filled the air. Tund, a homeless man in his late 50s, lived beneath a crumbling highway overpass. Once a respected auto mechanic, addiction and loss had reduced his life to rusted tin cans and fading memories. That day, while rummaging through a trash bin behind a petrol station, he heard a faint hissing sound. A red Jeep had pulled up nearby, its front tire wobbling unnaturally. Inside sat a woman, pale, elegant, and oddly calm. She wore designer sunglasses and a linen dress that didn't belong in a town like Makuta. When Tund offered to help, she nodded, but said nothing. He didn't ask her name. She didn't ask for help. Yet something in her silence pulled him in. As he worked on her car, he noticed something strange. The bolts had been loosened deliberately. But before he could mention it, she leaned over him and whispered, "It always breaks around here." He froze. "Boys?" She handed him a crisp 5,000 naira note, one too fresh as if it had never touched human hands, and told him to get in the car. "I need you to come with me. You have old hands." They drove for miles into the desert. The air grew thick and heavy. The radio played no music, only white static. And yet Tund couldn't look away from her, her face so still, so perfect, it didn't move with the rhythm of the car. They arrived at an estate no one knew existed. A colossal colonial mansion swallowed by sand, with faded marble pillars and thorned vines crawling up its spine. She stepped out and said, "You will fix something inside." The mansion door groaned open. Inside, the smell of formaldehyde and old wood choked the air. Hundreds of clocks lined the walls, none ticking. On a table in the grand foyer lay a mechanical device like nothing Tund had ever seen. Bronze, gears, obsidian etchings, and in its center, an empty socket shaped like a human eye. He wanted to run, but she whispered, "It's how he speaks. He's forgotten how to die." She led him down into a basement colder than death. It stank of salt water and burnt incense. There, a man floated in a tank, alive, but still. His eyes wide open, mouth sealed shut. Tubes ran from his chest into the machine upstairs. "He's my father," she said. "He's a billionaire. He made a deal with someone in the old forest to live forever, but it's not living anymore." She explained. He built a machine to communicate using light and sound, to signal her if death ever came too close. But the machine had stopped working. "I need your hands," she said. "He only responds to people who have touched death and survived." As he adjusted the wires, something clicked. The lights pulsed in patterns, too rhythmic to be random. It was a code, a message. Tund's fingers moved like they remembered, and the machine flickered faster. The girl began to chant in a dialect he'd never heard. Her eyes turned glassy. The tank began to boil. Suddenly, the man inside thrashed violently, pressing his face to the glass. His mouth opened, blood bubbling out. He was trying to scream. And then the machine exploded. Darkness swallowed the room. When Tund woke up, he was outside the mansion. The Jeep was gone. So was the house. No sand disturbed, no tire marks, just silence. In his hand, he clutched a small device. Still warm. The same machine from inside. But now it was fused shut. He wandered back to town, confused and shaken. That night, he dreamed of static and whispers. In the morning, his hands were covered in words carved in his skin. "She's not his daughter." Tund tried to forget. But people in the village began to vanish. Always at sunset. Always after talking to him. The clocks in the gas station began to tick again. One evening, he looked in a shop mirror and saw the woman standing behind him. Her face was half mechanical now, her jaw clicking open and shut. She whispered, "Now it's your turn to signal." Tund was never seen again, but the device reappeared weeks later on the steps of a local orphanage. It ticks once every hour, and at night it whispers. Whispers in a language only the dead understand. Would you have helped her? Or would you have walked away and lived